turnover of our export and import activities, but I think the numbers could be more higher, and I think that the Chamber of Commerce, which is the greatest association which is coordinating the entrepreneurs in Czech Republic, will make everything to do it, yes, to increase the numbers of these export and import business activities. I think that our Czech Republic is known in such branches like machines, like cars, like automotive industry, but we have now in these decades we have also new industries like cosmical industry, or maybe plane industry, and we can show also some other things. I think the Czech government and also Czech entrepreneurs know that they must be very hard orientated in these innovative industries, and I think that our universities in Prague, in Brno, in Ostrava, and other countries, they are working with our entrepreneurs on it. Czech Chamber of Commerce has about 5,000 members, and I think these numbers are also increasing, and I think that not only these, we have not only influence on these 15,000 members, but also on entrepreneurs from all the countries. So I must finish because my speech is only some welcoming speech. So I hope that your business activities will be successful, and I believe that in a short time we will also make some trip to Australia and to make business in this country personally. So thank you very much for attention, and I hope that you will be successful on one side, Mr. Ambassador, and his partners, but also our entrepreneurs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice President of the Czech Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Michał Štefl. And now I would like to pass the floor to the top representative from Australia. So His Excellency Paul Wojciechowski, Austrian Ambassador to Czechia. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Yuri. Thank you very much. Look, I'll start by standing, but I'm just wondering whether perhaps we could sort of casualize this a little bit more and allow the speakers to sit down. After all, I think this is a fantastic kind of presentation of Australian protocol, which is very casual. So, you know, we tend to value one thing: turn up on time and turn up with a smile. I think that's what it is. And I thank you for your smiles. I'll try to reciprocate it, but I'll do it sitting down. Dear colleagues, friends, I'm actually delighted to be here in Prague. Some of you, many of you know that I'm actually a frequent visitor. So really a distance of 1 hour flight between Warsaw and Prague in Australian dimension is actually quite a short distance. So so it's just like an outer suburb of Prague if you think of Warsaw, and I'm always here when there's interesting meetings and events, and certainly we've had quite a bit going on both with the Czech government but also with the Czech business community. It's a relationship that we value very much. That's why we do keep 4 people on the payroll here, which Australian Trade and Investment Commission does. We have a full-time office here, which gives obviously support to our business and commercial dealings. This morning, well, first of all, let me congratulate you. You have braved, in fact, you've satisfied the first test of doing business in Australia, and that is to turn up in the morning on a particularly hot day. So that already puts you sort of, I think, on the positive side of the ledger. It means in terms of resilience, you are nearly there. So you're ready to trade with our market. And in fact, when it comes to trading, you are already trading exceptionally well. It perhaps reflects poorly on me, but if you look at the trade figures, in fact, Australia, we buy 3 times as much from the Czech Republic than you buy from us. So you're doing well.
Good idea.
And I'm sure you'd like to keep that going. And we do have a few sort of technical solutions that might allow you to do it. But the credit goes obviously to the Czech Chamber and other organizations working in this space, to the Czech government, but predominantly to the business community. You are on the front foot. You have high quality products. You have a network. You are brave enough to come into our market and sell us things, and that's a huge plus. When I prepared for this posting, people said in Sydney, in Canberra, Melbourne, people said, well, Czechia. Well, we didn't even use the word Czechia, but we do now. The Czech Republic. Well, it's a natural partner. I mean, they are good at cars and beer. I mean, they are two things that Australians absolutely adore. So, we're big fans of the Skoda cars, which are selling very well, with very clever marketing campaigns in terms of its support for cycling, a really sort of important sport in Australia. And of course, we have in some small way inherited the great Pilsner tradition. So we sort of value that. So there's, in terms of the cultural connections, there's nothing stopping us from being the great trading nations with a very vibrant relationship, and we're certainly on the way of doing that. Now, the purpose of today's meeting, and I thank again the Chamber of Commerce, Vice President Steffel, and particularly Yuri and his team, as well as the team from Australia, for putting this together. The idea was to get you interested early in what we're doing in the trade relationship when it comes to a formal agreement. So our largest project at the European level, so Australia and the EU, is the FTA, the Free Trade Agreement we have started negotiating last year, and we are well advanced towards completing in the near future. When you think about it, Australia, like the Czech Republic, we are an open economy. We are pro-trade, pro-investment, we have very few barriers, and we have, for the size of our country, one of the most comprehensive sets of trade agreements any country has. We've had an FTA with the United States for nearly 15 years.